Last we were able to get away from there because we had someone to teleport us out, Layla writes. This time the rebels teleporting engineer is no longer on our side, which means the only way out of the tower will be through the heavily guarded front gate. I know, I tell Layla, but like I said, we don't have much of a choice. We're also probably going to need to get inside the tower anyway if we want to save your father, so we might as well do it now while we still have the element of surprise. My father, Layla writes. What do you mean? Why would he be here? Well, I say, we know the king wants his help with controlling the overseer, and from what we saw during our previous visit, it looks like that particular tower was where Billy Bob had set up his main base of operation. If the king really wants your father to become a replacement for, he remembers the whole name, Billy Bo Brat, whatever his name was, then there is a good chance that the first place he'd want to take him to is the Lassetti's work office. That's certainly possible, but it's also just as possible that they're simply keeping him in a prison cell until he agrees to cooperate with them, Layla writes. There's no way to know for sure. I'm sure the guards from Tower will tell us all we need to know if we ask them nicely, I say, provided they know the answer, of course. What I'm more interested to know right now is which way are we supposed to go next, Layla writes. Left or right? All these tunnels look completely identical. I'm having a really hard time remembering which of these corridors we went through yesterday. It was yesterday? Holy shit. I thought it was a couple of days ago, or weeks. I think we went through here, I tell Layla as I point towards one of the tunnels. We'll know if it's the right way if it won't sense any magical traps ahead of us. Normally the traps that we ran into before should all still be disarmed, unless someone placed new traps while we were away. Layla writes, in just one night? I say I doubt it. There weren't even any guards patrolling these corridors, so the king and his men clearly didn't know about their existence. If they didn't know about their existence, why would there be traps here? It clearly means someone knows about their existence. As long as they don't send any of the royal guards to intercept us, our trip through the tower should be a breeze. Come on, let's keep going. I think I recognize the next section. I keep walking through the underground tunnels for some time, trying to find our way around by searching for familiar looking rocks on the floor and in the walls. Luckily for us, Flower and Melindra made me take an extensive training course to recognize the distinctive features of all types of stones during our last night shift. This makes it a lot easier for me to tell the difference between these nearly identical corridors. It also helps the blue crystal embedded in the walls are very bright, so there is no need for us to take out our stat devices to light up our path. So why do you suppose we were teleported here of all places, Layla writes, as the two of us are examining the walls in order to confirm that we're still on the right path. You think that there's any chance that the berry from the teleporter room was secretly still on our side and wanted to help us escape? I don't think that's what happened. I say my guess is that this cave is the default place where the teleporting device sends you if the teleportation goes horribly wrong. Like you were saying earlier, the device must have a fail-safe mechanism built in to avoid killing people accidentally in case the person operating the device does not follow the proper safety protocol. We were sent to this exact same place the last time when our teleportation went wrong, and I doubt that was a coincidence. Do you have any idea why they would want to teleport us out of the rebel base instead of just leaving us there, Layla writes? Could it have something to do with my father? It's possible, I say. They surely must have known that you are his daughter. Considering that the teleporter guy was their informant, so maybe they were planning to have you work as his assistant or something. The fact that I was also teleported here along with you was probably just an accident caused by the fact that you happened to be holding on to me at the time. I see, Layla writes. In that case, it's probably just a matter of time until they find out where we are and send some guards after us. Maybe we should try to quicken our pace a little. After a few more minutes of walking, we finally reached the place where Brainan and Luna deactivated the first magical trap yesterday. We keep moving forward while attempting to use the magical sense to figure out if there's anyone following us or not. So far it doesn't seem like there is anyone in these tunnels except us. But with the large quantity of ceridium in these walls, it's hard to tell for sure. If our pursuers were to hide their auras properly, then I don't think that there would be any way for us to detect them. But then again, the same thing goes for them as well, considering that we have been making sure to conceal our auras ever since we began traveling through these corridors. Our enemy should have had a hard time tracking us down by using only their magical sense. Ultimately, I think it will be all boiled down to how well each of us will be able to navigate through this maze-like place without getting lost. As we are moving through the tunnels, We suddenly hear the faint echo of a wall being smashed somewhere relatively far from us. Layla and I stopped in our tracks. We're looking at each other apprehensively, not entirely sure how to react to this. That didn't sound like an explosion. I say it sounded more like someone punched their way through one of the cavern's wall. It must have been either Hardrick or Gontork, Layla writes. Well, we'll stick to the worst option. In case the worst option comes to be, since I'm a bit of a pessimist, I'm gonna go with, I think it's Gontork. I think it was Gontork, I say. Teleport guy must have finally figured out where he ended up teleporting us, and now Gontork ordered him to teleport him to the same place. Yeah, I also think that's the case, Little writes. We should probably just keep moving forward. Him smashing a few walls here and there shouldn't really bring him any closer to finding us if he doesn't even know which way we're going. Alright then, I say. Not long after we start moving, we hear Gontok shouting from a distance, confirming our suspicions. Where are you hiding, you cowards? Gontok says, I know you're there. Show yourself. How does he know there are multiple people? Did the teleporter record that shit? As we were advancing to the Ceridium Tower, we keep hearing Gontok destroying walls somewhere far away from us, but he appears to be punching them at random without actually trying to go in a specific direction. Maybe he's hoping that once he smashes through enough of the Ceridium walls, he will eventually be able to sense our auras. While I'm attempting to decipher the meaning behind Gontok's strange actions, the giant begins shouting his lungs out once more, this time calling out one of our associates instead of us. Are you happy now, you stupid illusionist? Gontok says. Did I finally clear enough space for you to be able to cast your lousy spell? Right after Gontok's done talking, all of the corridors inside the cave gets filled with bright green light. As soon as the light fades, a thin line made of green smoke appears out of thin air, which as far as I can tell seems to be marking the exact path we've been following ever since we were teleported to these caverns. So you just need to follow the trail of smoke, right? Gontok shouts loudly again. Well then, sorry to have kept you waiting, friends of Hardrick. I'll be there with you shortly. Damn it, we need to get away from the green smoke. Run. They start, and they both have high speed. I believe my agility is max 2, speed 4. So we should be able to keep up. And she also has 4, I believe. We start running through a tunnel, but the smoke keeps following our every move, and no matter what we do, we weren't able to shake it off. Just as we're about to turn around corner, Gontok dashes past us at a breathtaking speed, and he stops in front of us, blocking our path. Well, if it isn't the silver-haired prince and her not-so-princess and her not-so-charming prince, Gontok says. I love to say and chat with you, but unfortunately the king has ordered me to bring the Lasethi Tinkerer's daughter to him alive and unharmed. I don't have any time to waste. How about we make a deal? You hand over the girl to me and I'll let you get away with only 2 broken legs. I'd say that that's more than a reasonable compromise considering the alternative. Before Gontok gets to finish what he was saying, Layla makes a quick dash towards him, aiming both her blades straight at his neck. Gontok instinctively steps out of the way, but Layla attacks him again. Right, he was regaining his footing. After dodging Layla's slash a few more times, Gontok gets tired of being on the defensive and attempts to grab her with both her hands. Seeing that her opponent has finally retaliated, Layla jumps backwards and then she looks Gontok in the eye while she makes a blue text appear in front of him. I thought you were supposed to bring me the king alive and unharmed. Layla writes, why are you fighting back all of a sudden? Shut up, Gontok says as he reads Layla's writing. The king never said that I'm not allowed to grab and immobilize you, and besides, that attack of yours was just for show, wasn't it? Now that I take a better look at your weapons, neither you nor your bodyguard over there have blades sharp enough to pass through a giant's skin, no matter how strong your attacks may be. I mean, strength 4, that might do the trick. I mean, strength 4 is enough to like rip an entire tree off the ground and swing it like a fucking baseball bat. So, and my speed, I mean, can you imagine that? Like, look at these stats. My stats are so heavy into these 2 things. Like, he could literally blitz him, and if it hits by any chance, it would deal damage. I would be amazed if he didn't do it. I mean, if he has aura hardening, then maybe he wouldn't deal damage, and since Hardrick has it, he probably has it too, but still, it should deal more damage than Layla. But our speed is same, so we won't be able to hit him anyway. You really believe that you can accurately tell how many enchantments a dagger has on it just by looking at it, Layla writes. Don't you think this overconfidence of yours might end up costing you your life someday? Gontok says, someday maybe, but not today. If you think you've got what it takes to kill me, then why don't we make a little bet? I'll just stand here in place for 1 full minute. During this time, you can try to slit my throat, cut my head off or whatever. I won't dodge, I won't defend myself in any way. However, if I am still left standing after that minute, You will come with me to visit the king of your own free will without posing any resistance. What do you say? You're going to regret this, Layla writes. Giving Gontok a cold stare while she readies her dagger, Gontok laughs and then he grins maliciously at Layla. We have a deal then, he says.